Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the women's strawweight bout between Virna Jandiroba versus Kanako Murata. And how I see this one right here is I think Murata has a real solid chance with her wrestling. But Jandiroba for the most part has shown a good ability to defend wrestling. Grappling is already solid, like BJJ's solid. Wrestling defense, MMA, even though somebody could win just by purely being on top and laying and praying you to a decision, you're working good off your back, attempting good submissions. Unless you're really securing the submission, you're losing the position in MMA. So there is a worry that Murata could go that route and get a victory over or a close victory over Jandiroba. I feel Jandiroba, like I said, her takedown defense has been improving, evolving. We saw in the Carlos Esparza fight, had good takedowns. Carlos Esparza, good, she held herself up a good account for herself against Carlos Esparza, who's probably one of the better wrestlers, or not even probably, one of the better wrestlers in women's MMA, period, like top three. At one point probably was top one, but people come in and stuff, and it changes, but definitely top three in women's MMA at this moment, in all time, I would say easily. And like I held takedowns there, I really feel like that fight could have leaned her way, in my opinion, but it leaned Carlos Esparza way. It is what it is, but yeah, going against Kanako Murata, who's a solid wrestler, good background in wrestling, strong, very strong. I think like Murata does have a shot, but I really got her level of competition, especially for Randa Marcos. Randa Marcos really just is a wrestler, and it came down she was the better wrestler than Randa Marcos, and just was able to take her down, lay her down, and Randa Marcos has the best takedown defense, and all her fights typically go to the ground anyway. But with this one, I feel like Jandiroba is a much higher level grappler than Marcos. Probably a little bit less of a wrestler, but her takedown defense is a little bit better because she's not going to really. Yeah, her takedown defense, that's the relative factor, is going to be a little bit better. I mean, a lot better than Marcos. A lot better than Marcos. Then on feet, I feel like she can stuff the takedowns of Murata, and on the ground challenge with submissions, and either get a Murata to give up positions off the submissions or get sweeps, get reversals. If it does go to the ground, not just allow Murata to just lay out a decision, like stuff takedowns, and when it does go to the ground, stay active. Then on the feet, she's just a much more polished fighter. In her career, she has been fought much higher level competition. For the most part, Murata's competition has been not the best. And I think the best person she fought was Rinna Kai, and she got, I think, dominated in that one. And that fight was early on in her career, and it was a bigger fighter. That's her only loss. But outside that, she's been fighting like really low tier competition. And Marcos is, outside of that, is the biggest competition she's fought and the biggest competition she has beat. So I think, yes, she's young and coming up, so you got to factor that in, like 27, but experience, I think, at this point is a bigger factor. I think Jandiroba was like 31, 32, so she's not the oldest fighter either. She's in her prime. So it's not a case like she's fighting a 39-year or 40-year-old who's on a downtrend. I think Jandiroba's still very relative in this division and still improving, still evolving. It'll be the stuff to take downs, be to grapple with her. Then on feet, overall, I think she's a more fleshed out fighter. Will be able to address the wrestling of Kanako Murata. I still think it's going to be a tight fight, but I think the experience and being a more well-rounded fighter is going to be enough in these situations, be able to, like I say, address the grappling, address the wrestling, be thrown in there. Then on feet, just be the more polished striker. I just don't really rate Murata striking at all, and I think Jandiroba's striking is more polished, and she could like address the wrestling, make her work hard, and then be able to walk her down, land strikes, land elbows and knees in the clinch, bust her up, and give her a tough night, but still a close fight. But Jandiroba's experience and overall skills being enough to being a difference to separate her from Murata. So in this one, I got Virna Jandiroba via decision.